Hello and welcome back to the Common Colt Podcast, the Colts Podcast with real takes and no clickbait. I'm Josh Hudgens. That's Dan Hersler. How's it going, Dan?
Not too much, man. We're moving into some of my favorite time of the year when it comes to the NFL, the offseason, talking about draft picks, talking about what are the Colts going to do. Hey, man, we were sitting here last year. We were looking at an early pick. We were looking at a total remake, rebuild such a scenario. And, hey, to everyone involved, Chris Ballard and everybody, they did an amazing job, I think, last year. So I'm excited. I'm ready for round two this year and keep this train moving. We're looking at one guy, though, that we've been having kind of our high hopes on. He's got a lot of history here with the Colts, and that's Marvin Harrison Jr. Josh, let's get this out of the way. Is there any chance the Colts can get him?
Well, we mocked Josh Downs to the Colts last year, and it happened. So I'm here to mock not Marvin Harrison to the Colts. Listen, I mean, he's the best wide receiver prospect in recent memory. And obviously his name, the prestige that the Marvin Harrison name carries in the Hoosier State is just high.
Yeah.
But the truth is, when we're winning all these games, it was fun. And then we making the playoffs would have been even more fun. It would have been more funner, you could say. Yeah. But now we're kind of in no man's land. We're picking 15 and we're too high to get a Marvin Harrison Jr. And I'm disappointed in that a little bit, but I liked where the team was going. Unfortunately, I don't see trading up from 15 all the way to pick 4 or 5 to get him. I don't think that's Ballard's move for a few reasons. Ballard doesn't like trading draft capital too much. And secondly, I'm not convinced that wide receiver is the biggest need on this team to make that move.
Well, that's two questions really there that you're talking about. One, and I think you looked it up. It was Julio Jones back like 2011. I think was the last time a team moved up. It was like what'd you say, the 27th to the 4th or something like that?
Yeah, the Falcons traded pick 27 all the way to get up to pick 6. They gave up 2 firsts, a second, and some other mid-round picks.
Yeah, just kind of a crazy amount. I mean, it was like 5 draft picks, 2 firsts. We don't even see anything close to that happen with the Colts. But the second question you raised there is interesting because not only does this draft pick where the Colts are picking 15, we talk about Marvin Harrison Jr., but we got to talk about Michael Pittman Jr. as well too, because he and Stewart both are 2 kind of undrafted free agents or unsigned free agents right now that we've got to figure out. Okay, what do the Colts do with that? Because what they decide to do with those 2 decisions are going to have a real big impact with what they do at 115. I want them to sign Michael Pittman Jr. I think he has proven himself to be a good, maybe 2 slight low end 1 even this year. I thought he had a really good year. I would love for them to draft him and then add in another draft pick or another signee somewhere, but kind of use this 115 for something else than receiver. So I'm not on board for Colts needing to get a receiver in the first round, and definitely not on board for them trading up.
Yeah, I think as fun as it sounds, and if they did it, I wouldn't be mad. I mean, even if it defied all logic and Jim Irsay took over, I wouldn't care. By the way, I'm praying for Jim Irsay. I guess he's got some health issues. That's off topic though. I'm not a big jersey guy. I don't own a lot of jerseys, but I would be first in line to get a Marvin Harrison Jr. jersey. But yeah, when you kind of construct the roster, it just doesn't make sense, I don't think. When you look at the cornerback position, when you look at just other spots in this team, and I know a lot of people talk about running back being a diminishing value position. To me, I feel like you can get a lot of like starting quality wide receivers in round 2, round 3. We see it with Josh Downs in round 3. Michael Pittman, round 2. I don't think you have to take a receiver top 10 to get a guy who can be a quality starter in the NFL.
Yeah, to me, there's certain playmaker positions. There's the cream of the crop. You're looking at tackles, edge rushers, cornerbacks, quarterbacks. Those kind of players are what I think you're spending. Colts could go after an edge rusher. They could go after a cornerback. Those would be the ones I would love for them to do. Man, Marvin Harrison Jr. would be fun. It would be a geek out season. I'm 100% with you, that fanboy within us. But we got to be logical here. We got to kind of look at things as we have in the past. The only hope we have is kind of like was it Larry Tunsil?
Larry Tunsil.
A few years ago when he did on the mask. his stock market dropped. Maybe we could get Marvin Harrison to do something like that, where his value drops and all of a sudden he lands at 15 to us. But outside of that, man, I think we're being realistic here. He's not coming to Indianapolis.
Yeah, I mean, if you need me to Photoshop something to get Marvin Harrison to Indy, I will do it. I mean, I'll take the blame. But no, I mean, it kind of sucks because it felt like it's meant to be. It was almost meant to be. And Marvin Harrison even commented on. I think it was Instagram saying like, yeah, like he would be excited for him to come to Indy. And Zaire Franklin on his podcast just like 2 days ago was like, hey, if Marvin Harrison falls out of the top 5, we should trade everything in Indy that's not nailed down to get this kid. So it's kind of funny seeing current and former Colts players trying to speak this into existence. If we ever have an opportunity to talk to a Colts executive, we're gonna have to push it to see what they say, but I just don't see it happening.
Well, you pose a one good question though. What if he does kind of drop not only to 15, but what if he would drop to like 8, 9?
Ooh, yeah.
Now you start thinking, okay, maybe we give up a second, a fourth. Maybe now it's worth it. So that would be one other area I guess we should consider is if he would drop, outside the top 5. We don't think he will. We think he's going to go pretty early. But if he drops to 8, 9, 10, now you're talking. Now you can get me going. And I think for all the right reasons, you would make that kind of move.
That's a good point. The Eagles drafted Jalen Carter, the defensive tackle. He fell to 8 or 9, I think it was. And I mean, stuff like that happens, whether it's a character concern or something happens at the combine or something. You just never know. But guys, that's kind of where we're at on it. Not trying to be Debbie Downers, but we got to shoot you straight. And we appreciate you watching. Make sure to comment below your thoughts, subscribe to our channel. And until next time, thanks for watching the Common Colt Podcast.